2 weeks passed. There was no update from Calder. We didn't know what was going to happen, but we do know that we have Computex in 2 weeks. Should we make an update today? Yes or no? Sander's pushing, telling Calder, yes, we need an update. Calder is saying, I have no fucking time. What are you talking about? I need to do some stuff before Computex is here. He's like, no. We need that update. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Calder says, okay, I'll do it in my office. So we're here in my office space. Sander, please put a plant here because otherwise it looks very ugly. And let's get into some status, progression, and little bonus update about that Computex stuff. Status. Last week we went to China to actually visit all the factories, and that was super exciting. That was so nice to do it again. It's been a while for me. I love seeing the factories, I love seeing the machines, I love seeing the processes, learning about the owners and the engineers at the factory. Sometimes they have these little, beautiful little information things that really help with product development as well. So it was really great to see that. And it was also really fun to see how exciting they were to see us, which it's been a while, but why did we even go to the factories? Well, I wanted to see all the factories that are doing the 6HE right now and are also going to do the 8HE, and especially die casting, because that's a whole new process. I hadn't seen the machines yet before. I was trying to imagine how it would exactly work, but oh my God. This was pretty wild. So die casting was a lot of fun to see. You basically have a machine that grabs a bucket of metal, pours it into a feeder, then goes into a mold, and then an auto hand takes it out. It was quite magnificent, and I'm also going to show you this whole process the next time we make the trip. Because the next time we take the trip, I'll bring my camera, I'll bring the microphone, and we're going to see how much of everything we can film. And then I'll do the thing that I like the most, and we haven't done for a while, Wooting, show you how the product is made, and hopefully give you some more insight of what really happens behind the scenes, you know? What happens before it even gets into the store, what happens when it even gets into your room. And while we were there, we were also able to confirm a couple of samples. So things that I've not been sharing too much about is how much little details are going into the packaging, certification, and double checking everything. And I don't share enough about it in the updates because they're just such minor, tiny things. Like we've been moving around some certification stuff on the packaging. We've had to now redo the sticker on the back of the keyboard because we had to add BSMI certification to it because that's something we want to do for our Taiwan friends. And then we have our Korean certification also on the 8HE that still needs to fit, but it needs to have extra information, but the sticker is only this big and we have to reset. So here I go, right? So these are all these little details that just have to modify, and as you go, you bump into some little things. And that's all that double checking, because we're going to production very soon. And when we go into that production, I'm going to be there with a camera and a microphone and show you as much as I can. I've also gone to the passivation factory so that we have that die casting, the zinc alloy case comes out, then it goes to a passivation factory, which is basically putting the case into different baths where it will help protect the outer layer of the case. We went there specifically because we also wanted to finally confirm the raw case. And the raw case, oh my gosh, it's been a very difficult case because we've confirmed the black color, we've confirmed the white color, but the raw case, we just couldn't get that final on the case. So the biggest challenge was on the case after passivation, it would have these watermarks on there, which are kind of like a splash of water on the case. You think you can just rub it away, but you cannot rub it away. It's just permanently there and it feels like blemish. In some cases it looked really nice, in other cases it looked like literally blemish, so it looks not good. And to get these watermarks away, the only thing we could do is do no bluing and no passivation. So going to the factory and seeing the processes, we could also jump in and think about what can we accept, what can we not accept, and hey, maybe change this process because, you know, it's causing the watermarks, which is our biggest issue here. So it was really good to be there because we were able to change the process slightly. So the raw case now has no more bluing, but it has a longer passivation process. And then we should not have the watermarks in there. And the coating is going to make sure that the raw case stays raw looking for a longer time. And the way we test that is actually very interesting. In the factory, there's what we call a salt bath test. It goes into this controlled environment and it gets exposed to water and salt, and then we can see how long can it last. And then we're going through those processes with a new passivation process. We have good hopes for it. because when it comes to the aesthetics, we've marked a couple of things. And once we have our new sample and it's been through that soul bath, we can finally sign the golden sample. And the golden sample is a sample that is a reference for the factory to know, hey, when we're making this thing, it has to look as close as possible as this golden sample. Long story short, raw case, almost final check marked. And while we're at it, we also confirmed to add the UV coating on the back of the zinc alloy cases of the Wooting logo. It's something that we also have on the plastic cases. It's a very stealthy way of showing the logo without really being there. And it looks pretty nice on the zinc alloy cases, so we've kept it there. And then we have a continuation on the LED bars. I received new samples with the improved mold changes will help with the diffusion and the consistency of the LED bar during production. They're looking great. Haven't been able to go to all the details of the LED bar, but I do know one thing almost for sure is that we have to cancel the dark colored LED bar.
Oh, oopsie doopsie correction time. So Calder actually received a new sample of the dark LED bar as well with the new mold changes, and it looks actually pretty promising. So we're actually going forward with the dark LED bar on the dark cases. Back to you, Calder.
And now, what was that whole Computex stuff I was talking about? Well, every year in Taipei, there is a exhibition called Computex. A bunch of case makers, video card makers, PCBAs, electronics, keyboards and mice included, are going to show their products there. Usually you have some tech reviewers also going there, doing all kinds of new updates. We will also have a booth there. We were not planning to have a booth originally, but we kind of joined with somebody and then that was not allowed. And we're like, okay, well, you know what? Let's do a booth. So now we have a booth at Computex. So if you would love to visit us at Computex, that is definitely possible. You can see our booth number over there somewhere, probably. Please visit us if you're coming by. On Friday, which is the consumer day of Computex, I will be in that booth the whole day. On the other days, I will be on call because I'll be running around everywhere, but maybe you'll see me. Definitely say hi. I would love to see you. That's it for today. Bye-bye.